Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for watching. Today I'm going to do an updated style evolution video. I first did one of these when I was still living in Manchester, so about 3 years ago, more than that now. About 3 years ago probably. And so I thought it was high time to do an updated one, especially in the last sort of fashiony video that I shared. I was talking about, I feel like I'm going through another sort of developmental leap, shall we say, in my personal style. And there's been many of them which have been very significant, and some moments in the past 3 years, which is sort of the time frame I'm going to focus on now, that I can pinpoint as really significant to, I felt really good in that outfit, and that was a moment that I then sort of went in this direction and talk about key pieces, talk about basically what I almost wish I had never worn as well. So I'm just on my Instagram here, and I'm just going to share I'm doing a screen recording, so I'm just going to share what we're looking at. I'm basically just going to scroll through my Instagram for the past 3 years, which sounds lengthy, but we're going to try and make it as quick as possible. I'm saying 3 years. I'm actually starting on the 1st of August 2017, so that is 3 years ago. Because that was when I moved to London, and that wasn't necessarily a significant style point at all. My style didn't suddenly change when I moved to London, but it felt like a watermark in life, obviously. Watershed, sorry, in life. This first photo that I'm on isn't really significant in anything style-wise, other than it is the first photo that I took in my first flat in London in Notting Hill. Many of you may remember it. While we're on this outfit, this particular outfit is from And Other Stories, and as we scroll through, a key thing to kind of think about was that I used to accept a lot more gifting. So And Other Stories did monthly gifting, and I made sure that I used up my monthly allowance every single month, and there were so many pieces that therefore were like a one-off wear, like that shirt there. I only wore a handful of times, and I really liked wearing it for those times, but it was never a significant piece of my wardrobe. But still, at the time, I think I'm still into very much of the same silhouettes. Things like this Stella McCartney blazer I used to love and wear so often. I still have that and I still really like it. But that's the kind of piece I'll hold on to forever because it's such a staple and so classic. But there are small nuances that I like differently in tailoring now, which I probably won't like forever. So I would hold on to a piece like that in the hope it will come back around. But the main thing I don't like about it is that it's too tailored, and I'm not into things that are really tailored at the moment. But at this stage I really was. This outfit, this one, I remember wearing this and it feeling really like this is how I want to dress more often. The jeans are from Urban Outfitters. These were some of the first, they're kind of like the weekday Seattle, first style of that jean that I found and really loved and wore loads. Again, that Stella McCartney blazer, and these slip-on shoes. Slip-on shoes were definitely a passion for me at the time. I loved my Gucci slip-on loafers, which I do still have and really like. These Rochas ones I still have as well, but they are way more feminine than what I like to wear now. And they were kind of, I always really want the Manolo Blahnik ones, which you'll see at some point I do end up getting. And even looking at this now, the Manolo Blahnik ones would look so much better with an outfit like this, even though it would be such a small difference in it. But yeah, I remember wearing this and just feeling so good in it. And I think my style has always sat somewhere between very like chic and French and classic, and then every now and then throwing in way more masculine aspects that kind of, I don't want to use the word edgy because I don't think I can describe myself as edgy, that's not what I am, but an element that's slightly less timeless almost, or just slightly more masculine than something like this, which I would see as, it is masculine but it's very sort of elegant and chic. But yeah, I just remember feeling really good in it. But then going forward, the theme is still lots and lots of pieces that were sort of one-off wears. That's that same outfit again there actually. I just, that body that I'm wearing is from Reformation too, I've still got that. But yeah, lots more one-off wears, but generally still of an ilk of lots of denim, things like this shirt from Weekday, you know, that's the kind of thing I've never worn since, even though I really liked it in that moment. Here we've got the Totem blazer that you guys know I still really love, still have that. And yeah, the Stella McCartney blazer keeps popping up a lot, but within moments of wearing things which did feel probably a bit more fun. Some criticism that I've had recently online is that my style's got so boring, and I can completely see what people mean by that. Like, even when I look at these, I can see I did used to have more fun with things sometimes. This is in New York, these stripy trousers from Reformation. What put me off sort of having fun was almost just such a focus on sustainability, in the sense that just wanting less and wanting to wear less and wanting it to feel like less, basically, and that completely pulled me away from those purchases that were maybe fun to wear once or twice and then had no versatility going forward. So things like those Reformation trousers I just pulled out there would be the perfect example. But yeah, for the most part, I think you can see, I mean, there are those Reformation trousers again, actually, just there. But you can see there is a theme that still runs within my style, but there's still lots of differences. Lots of things are a lot tighter. I used to definitely wear a lot of tighter fitting things. Even the jeans that I choose to wear are a lot tighter. Like, the jeans are just not quite the right fit. They're not quite long enough, but I was fine with them at the time. Small things that now I'd be so picky on, because I think a small detail like that completely changes an outfit. The jeans just being the perfect length, the trousers being the perfect length, things not being too tight, which they are in lots of outfits here, basically. And again, I remember this period when I got this blazer from Under the Stories that I'm wearing here. This blazer was a significant, I don't think I bought it, so I can't say purchase, but a significant acquisition, because it was more of the style. You know how I was just describing the Stella McCartney blazer of being too fitted? This was more of the style that I really wanted, of something being way more oversized, way more straight fitting, and you'll see now the Stella McCartney one definitely stopped being featured so much, and it is in favour of pieces like this. I remember this outfit in Amsterdam really specifically, of the kind of layering that I would wear now. I look at this and think this is completely something that I would wear now. The jeans are a much better fit. These are some Topshop jeans that I really, really loved. I still have them. And let me go back to the other one, sorry. And this is a full length of it. I had on a cardigan from Under the Stories underneath, which I still have, Gucci loafers, and the big blazer. That bag is from Roxandra, and I still have it as well. And yeah, this, I think you guys will even look at this and be like, this is something you would wear now. We're in October 2017, so 3 years ago. I still have all of these items, probably not the white t-shirt. I couldn't tell you which specific white t-shirt that one even is, but yeah, the bagginess of the blazer was so significant for me. Again, with jeans that just fit better, just the great length, they're not too tight over the bum and the hips, that's just way more flattering. And to me, this feels way more like me, way more chic. But as you can see, I've still got these like flash in the pan moments of, I mean, those over the knee boots, I haven't worn those in so long and I loved them. But stuff like this that I would get, if that was gifted from Topshop, but that I would get those pieces and know full well that I probably wouldn't wear them more than once, but would still get them and have fun with it, and felt fine with that. Again, that I remember loving this outfit so much in Paris. That's that same Under the Stories blazer, some Dear Francis shoes, some boots, which I'm definitely going to be pulling these out again for this winter, because the knee-high boots are kind of everywhere at the moment, and I still love these ones that Dear Francis did. But yeah, sort of playing with showing a bit of leg with the boots and the big blazer, and like that blazer is just popping up and up and up everywhere. I'm in LA at this point. Even this year, the lack of travel have made things so different as well, of how you can be inspired by your surroundings and your style. I'm just keeping an eye out for anything that really jumps out. Here we go, this Joseph coat. This was a purchase for Testing Basics. You guys really remember this coat. So often someone will message me being like, do you still have that Joseph coat? It's beautiful. This was about £1,000. It was so expensive, and I bought it. This was on the day after my birthday 3 years ago. And those Celine loafers, those were a purchase. I wonder if we can work out the first time I wear those, because I bought those around this time. I remember I bought them before. I don't think I had them in Amsterdam. This might have been when I first got them. October 2017, they look pretty new there. inspired by Princess Diana, that one said. That's like the kind of thing I would wear now as well, but again, just slight differences. But yeah, those Celine loafers, those were a huge purchase for me, not just in terms of the money, but in terms of just, I still think they're probably the best shoes I've ever bought. And have worn them so much they've been resold twice, because I've worn a hole through them, through the sole. But they're just the best, and they became such a big part of my style. Similarly, my Church's boots, which are here as well. I think I bought those around this time, or maybe, yeah, I did buy them around this time. These were my winter boots every year since then. So this is probably around a time that I started noticing that I was buying things that were less flash in the pan, shall we say, were more pieces that I knew I was going to love forever and felt more confident spending a lot more money on. Which brings me back to the Joseph coat. So it was part of testing basics, but it felt like a really grown-up purchase, mostly because it's cream and you have to be a responsible person to wear such an expensive cream item. But it's so chic, and I still adore this coat, and it comes out every single year. I just remember loving this outfit. I've actually got leather trousers on there from Under the Stories. This is the outfit from that day, and the other picture was when I was trying on the coat. So the Stella McCartney blazer's back with the Celine loafers and a jumper, which I haven't tagged, unfortunately. Can't remember where that was from. This outfit I loved in New York. This is when I had the weekday voyage jeans for the first time, which we all know now I still wear, and at the time probably didn't seem like such a turning point in my denim choices, but they really have been. This outfit I would wear in a heartbeat again, every single piece of it. That jumper, I can't remember exactly where that's from, but I have the exact same now. The Joseph coat, the weekday jeans, the Celine loafers, and I'm carrying that bag in this photo, the Loewe hammock bag. Handbags have never felt that significant to me in terms of style. There's one which we'll talk about later. But that's why I'm not focusing on them too much, because they never, I don't know, I'm more into shoes than bags for sure. But yeah, these are all in New York, and as you can see, the Celine loafers are everywhere. This outfit I loved, again, the Church's boots there with the Joseph coat, and just yeah, feels so classic. And now looking back on it, I can pinpoint even more the moments where it's like that was a time where you were really onto something with how your style is going to develop. But still doing things like wearing jeans with the hem like that, which isn't necessary. Why are you wearing that, Elizabeth? Don't wear that. The outfit would have been perfect without that. And over the course of time, I do just finally really ditch pieces like that, basically, that are just not necessarily and don't help me overall. We're running through Christmas here. Everything is very similar to what you see me in now. The odd, like, God, I remember I bought this was New Year's Eve, bought those Balenciaga boots in the sale. That was kind of a habit that I had from going through uni. I just always wanted some designer shoes. I was obsessed with having designer shoes. And so I would wait for the sales and then would buy things almost for the sake of buying them because they were on sale and because they were designer. Maybe these boots were hopefully the last time I ever did something like that, because I've still got them. Don't ask me why I've still got them. I must sell them because they are also like having your feet in vices. I remember on that particular New Year's Eve, I could barely take them off myself, because obviously they're like right up to the top of your thigh. And they also fall down. So they were just a disastrous purchase, but the kind of thing I would keep because I was like, oh, but they're Balenciaga. Definitely got past that phase, thank God, of caring about anything like that. In fact, they might well have been the last thing I bought like that. Why do I still have them? I really need not to. Yeah, lots of, oh gosh, there they are again. Again with that Under the Stories blazer though, so at least I'm getting something right there. I feel like this particular summer where I went to Coachella was definitely a phase where I was really unsure about my style, and still was accepting a lot of gifting, was wearing lots of different things, but I remembered not feeling very clear on what my style was. This outfit I remember really liking, but looking back at it, don't really know why. And still having like some moments of just wearing jeans and t-shirts a lot, but there was, I just remember feeling a bit lost with it. This was probably one of the first times I wore baggy shorts. I used to feel really not comfortable in baggy shorts. And I remember this, I remember it was a bank holiday weekend this, and it was really hot, but it was early, it was May, yeah, it was early on in the year for it to be so hot. And I wore those shorts, and I remember not loving them, because you know the first time you wear like a new silhouette and it just doesn't feel like you. Oh, how the tables have turned. Now that's how I would feel if I was wearing really tiny shorts. But yeah, specifically remember that outfit when I went to Hampstead Heath with some friends that day and with mum, and just, I've still got those shorts, I still really love them. They're mango ones, there's some linen ones, and I now wear them every summer at least once, but at the time felt really unsure about it. Re-wearing these Superga trainers I've got on here, this was a big moment. Getting back into a canvas trainer that wasn't a Converse, that wasn't Vans, which I still love Converse and Vans, you might have noticed them coming up quite a lot in my feed, but something that was a bit more well, Converse and Vans are classic, what's the word I'm after? A bit more preppy, maybe we should say. And yeah, I remember I'd had those for quite a long time, probably had them for a couple of years at this point, and started re-wearing them again, and that has then gone on to be a very significant moment in what you guys know I wear now. This outfit I remembered loving so much. I'm wearing a green t-shirt. Oh look, that perfect green t-shirt from, I think it was from Weekday, and I don't have it anymore, should have held on to that. But I remember feeling really good in this outfit. There's some Weekday Row jeans, which I still love. Obviously green we've come back to. Dear Francis sandals that I've still got. This was on the night where England got kicked out of the World Cup. I remember it very well. But yeah, I loved this outfit. And you guys know this is the kind of thing I would wear now. This outfit I really loved. I bought the Reformation linen trousers when I was in LA, which was at this time. Which I still wear all the time. They're probably one of the best pairs of trousers I've ever bought. But I remember really liking this outfit, feeling really good in the trousers and really liking the shape of them. They're very manly and very oversized, and I loved them and wore them quite a lot that summer and have continued to do so. Here they are again in Copenhagen. This time with some Dear Francis shoes and a tank top. Again, I remember really liking this outfit. Liking the simplicity of it with the baggy trousers. Loved those Dear Francis slides. And I think this was probably starting to come around the time where I really started to simplify things a little bit more and get into very simple combinations which still stand. So things like this, the Weekday Voyage jeans there, Celine loafers, that Everlane blazer, which I still have and love so much and have worn a lot. So this is then when I moved house the second time, and I remember at this point in my life I felt really confident. I really liked my hair, I just felt good, and I even when I look back on these photos I remember I felt really confident in myself and just really good, which was lovely. And a lot of that was, this was sort of the moment I feel like my style was becoming clearer to me. Outfits like this, which you definitely see me wear now, very similar to the one I showed earlier with the green t-shirt, but I mean, aside from that Chloe bag, which I don't really love looking back on it, but I just was getting really into things that were sort of, again, like keeping that line between quite preppy, quite chic, quite androgynous. This outfit I remember absolutely loving. I felt so good in this. Still have those mango shorts, the Everlane blazer, those are some Veja shoes. At this stage I started to wear a lot of gold necklaces, I don't know if you can see, and that was another small moment that was quite significant in just me wearing jeans and a t-shirt and feeling a lot more confident in it though, and a lot more put together and done up because of the jewellery. And I went through a phase of wearing quite a lot of gold jewellery and then pared it back again, but around this time I really loved it. This outfit I loved. That Ray oversized jacket was one of the best purchases I've ever made. I don't have that jacket anymore, but I still love it. But this I would wear in a heartbeat. That makes me want to get that jacket again so badly looking at this, because it's just so good. With the Church's boots still, which still pop up all the time. And again, I remember I felt so good in this. And what I find hard to describe with style, my personal style, is that this is so simple. There's not much that I can pull apart in this. It was definitely to do with the fit of the jeans, the fact the boots were just really good, skinny, really flattering. The jacket was beautifully made, a beautiful size, and I just felt good in it. My Sophie Hume bulk bag I loved so much, and I felt like I was finding a uniform that I felt confident in every single day. And honestly, looking back at these photos, I just remember how confident I felt at the time. Again, Celine loafers, that raid jacket, a bit of a different vibe, but I loved this outfit in Paris. There's an And Other Stories jacket, that vintage Dior bag when I got that. God, I loved that so much and felt so good every time I wore that. Here again, we've got the Reformation trousers. Oh, looking at these photos make me want to grow my hair again, guys. This outfit, this was the first time I wore my church's brogues, and so I was getting more confident with wearing even more manly things. Those brogues felt like a big shift, or not shift, a big purchase of that. While I was getting into loafers more, I never really had a man's shoe as much as these are, and they are so bloody uncomfortable as well. But I remember putting this outfit on. I remember I saw Lindsay that day. We went for a massage, we went for lunch at Granger & Co. I can remember it so well. That And Other Stories big blue jumper, which I still have. These jeans were from Rouge and they weren't quite the right fit, but I loved the gold belt. This was about the time I was like, oh, you really should get a nicer gold belt, and just having more confidence and knowing where to invest and what pieces I would really wear. Remember how much I loved this outfit. I remember just walking to the shops in this and feeling like, oh, this is really good. Like, this feels so like you. Sorry guys, the camera just died. This video has ended up being a lot longer than I anticipated, but I'm really enjoying it. Again, the Celine loafers, these are some chinos from Joseph. They're same And Other Stories knit. So this is at a point where I was starting to realise I could really just pull out a few items and consistently wear them and feel so good. Which, as I said in my last video, is a sentiment that I think I've made the mistake of almost taking too far in the past few months, throughout what this year has been and everything, and therefore have ended up feeling stuck in a rut, as opposed to the exciting moment I was going into at this point of like, you really know what you like and you really know it feels good, and so you're just going to wear that all the time. A more summery outfit in St. Kitts, but loved this. There's those baggy shorts, the ones that I talked about from Mango, the linen ones, which I never really loved, and I felt so good in them. And this is where we are now in November 2018. So we're what, over a year since I was wearing those before. I just then loved this, and with that shirt, that was an Everlane shirt, those Celine sunglasses. Again, this was around the time that I realised what sunglasses really suited me, which is just like a aviator shape. That's not an aviator, a Wayfarer shape. Felt so good in that, and yeah, a stark comparison to how much I hadn't felt confident in those shorts before. And again, baggy t-shirt. This Uniqlo t-shirt was a big purchase. When I'm saying big purchase, I mean significant, which was the men's Uniqlo U1 in a extra small. And this was sort of the first time I remember that t-shirt and thinking, oh, it'd be really good if you just had that in every colour, and that was the t-shirt it was your go-to, and you always knew you felt good in that t-shirt, as opposed to going through a mindset of being like, yeah, let's just try all of them, of, I don't know, honing in on like the perfect basic. Where are we at? Gosh, this day I was in Italy here, and I felt so good this day. Got a Frankie Store blazer, again not really gone back to that Stella McCartney blazer, as you can see, and have stuck to the more oversized tailoring. These big Levi jeans, which I still wear now. There's a full length picture of this outfit somewhere, or here. My big Levi jeans, which I love, and the Church's brogues, and this is one of the Uniqlo cashmere jumpers, the skinny fit ones, with the Dior bag, and I just felt so good in that outfit. I loved it. I'd still wear this now. And that this is a time, so we're still on, not quite 2 years ago, but not too far off that. I just remember, I just knew I was onto it. Of like, yeah, this feels like you. And it was the baggier jeans with the like skinnier crew neck, and I love those Uniqlo ones so much. And then from there, as we'll see as I quickly go through it, speed up Elizabeth, would be now like I prefer a chunkier brogue as opposed to the Church's more skinny ones, but it has now become a variation of that theme a lot of the time. And when I have had moments of experimenting, but always wanted to come back to something really simple. This was in Barcelona, just a morning, getting up and going for a coffee, and I felt so good in this. It's an oversized Uniqlo jumper there that wasn't actually mine, and at the time I didn't have a big one, I just had the skinnier ones, but after that really wanted it. have since obviously only really wear the big ones now. I don't wear the skinny ones very often. But the Weekday Seattle jeans there, the Celine loafers still popping up all of the time. And come on, let's do a bit of a shimmy forward. But they're the Reformation trousers again. I then invested in that vintage Chanel belt off Vestiaire to replace the Topshop one that I'd had before. But yeah, all of my outfits around this time are definitely sticking with a way more masculine theme, which just becomes more and more and more consistent. So this Celine bag was definitely a bag that I felt like it made a big difference to my outfits after having worn the Sophie Hume Bolt bag for so long, my Loewe puzzle bag, which I really love, the hammock bag. This, I remember when it arriving, felt like it was going to change all of my outfits for some reason, and looking back it did feel like it did. I think it was because I've been so used to wearing something crossbody or long down one shoulder. Wearing something bigger and shorter down the shoulder felt, I don't know how to put it into words really, but I just wore it every single day and have worn it so much going forward, and it really did feel like it gave a different vibe to my outfits after having small bags for so long, and that is something that I've continued to wear. Bigger bags down one shoulder I really like. This outfit I loved. Again, these are some Celine trousers, the Superga shoes, but the theme is strong here now. It's all more simple than ever. This bag is consistently popping up. This was another big moment, wearing socks with trainers for the first time. I'm in Amsterdam here. Got on a big Uniqlo jumper, the Reformation silk skirt. I think these are Nevestas. Yeah, they're my Nevestas, and some socks. And again, this Celine bag. And this was definitely, I loved this outfit when I wore this. I felt so good in it. And just the simple addition of some white socks when I hadn't really ever worn socks and trainers in that way felt so different, and such a simple way to make the whole outfit feel really different and even preppier. And I never really looked back from that moment. I then really consistently have worn socks and trainers ever since then. There was yeah, this day as well, I remember wearing all black with my white socks and trainers and just felt so good in it. Around this time is when I started wearing a jumper on my shoulder as well, and these are all really things that I would do every single day in my style now, but at the time was so novel and felt so different and exciting, even though it was the smallest changes. So in summer of last year here, this was a good summer because I was traveling so much. I think this was around the time that I got into wearing the same combinations over and over again. It wasn't like I was living out of a suitcase, but I was packing and unpacking so constantly that I didn't end up going to the same combinations more, just for ease of having to, you know, not having to think about it, knowing you had something in your suitcase that you loved. Here it's one of the first times I think of all socks and loafers. It's really weird, such a small detail like that for some reason always has taken me a while to feel confident wearing, and it's the same with socks with brogues, which is something I've recently been wearing. And I can't pinpoint what it is, if that's something that lots of people would feel, or it is more just related to me being weird about something unnecessary. But even socks with trainers, it just took me so long to feel fine in it, and I honestly don't know the answer as to why. But those men's Gucci loafers were another really big purchase for me, and one, you know how much I wear those now. We're in October 2019 here, so more or less a year ago. And I would still wear this combination here. That's an Arket blazer. The Weekday Voyage jeans again, they just pop up all the time. But yeah, the loafers and the socks, which now if I wear loafers without socks it feels weirder. I guess maybe it's just what you're used to, and even though it's a small detail, it doesn't feel like it. This outfit I loved, these Totem jeans. These were sort of the only time I've gone back into skinnier jeans. I still love these. The wash of them is great. You guys might remember I tried them in a light wash and they really didn't look great. So they just work in the dark. Also a Totem jacket. Again, socks and shoes. I posted this in October, but it was taken way before then. And I felt so unsure of the loafers and the socks combination that I didn't post it for so long. And then when I did, this is probably one of my most liked photos ever actually. It did so well, and I was like, oh, I don't know why I felt so weird about it, and it was because of the socks. Whereas now I would never dream of wearing this outfit without those socks. I think it just completes it in a way that I can't really describe or pinpoint particularly. Now we're into my new flat, which you all know really well. These Pro Enza shoes, it was the first time I wore these out, and these were definitely a very, well, from running up to the past year, some of the shoes that I love the most, and were the first time I got into something really chunky. I've always been conscious that I've got skinny legs and big feet, and so shoes often can look like tanks on your feet if you're not careful. But this was just sort of a point of just kind of embracing that for what it is and not feeling self-conscious about it. I've got socks on with them here, but the next transition that I've gone through this summer is being confident to wear them with like socks and bare legs and shorts or something. But yeah, these Pro Enza shoes, I haven't really worn my Church's brogues since I got these, because I've definitely just grown to prefer something that's matte black, not patent shoe, and something really chunky. And again, I've got a totem trench there, love that trench so much. Carrying that with me, even having something like that on my arm, start to feel like the completion of an outfit. And something as well on Instagram that I think people like to see in terms of how something actually looks when you're practically going about your day sometimes. So yeah, this is then when I cut my hair. Now I've been looking at the photos, I don't know if I should grow my hair. I've got a hair appointment next week and I don't know what to do. But yeah, there wasn't any real big moments from the ones I've just listed going forward throughout that winter, because I felt like I really knew what I liked. These Ami trousers probably would be worth a mention because they're just the best tailored trousers ever, and I've talked about them so much. But again, it was more than knowing that I loved like a longer straight leg trouser that wasn't too baggy, that wasn't necessarily jeans to wear with trainers with socks and blah blah blah, the same. This is in Tokyo, again with my Celine bag and a totem jacket. I still love that jacket, it's such a good one. I really like that outfit actually. I'm gonna save my own Instagram post there to remind myself of that outfit. But yeah, it is now all kind of quite samey because I really was just onto it with what I liked. We mustn't scroll past those lovely photos of Daphne's paws. And now we are into this year, which has obviously been a shit show of a year anyway, but is a point where I feel like I had gotten really samey. So this was at the very beginning of the year when we were stuck in the depths of winter, and you know, at the end of every season you get so ready for the next one. And Mum and I went to Tenerife, loved this outfit when I wore this. It was my Philippa K trousers, Dear Francis shoes, Everlane knit. How many times have you guys seen me wear a combination like this throughout this year? This is then when I got so narrow with what I wanted to wear. Even here, the Reformation trousers again, my Uniqlo men's jumper. And I've just really consistently fallen back on combinations like this. Philippa K trousers, Uniqlo jumper. Muji trainers were a good purchase to replace the Superga ones. I've still got those Supergas, but they are vile. And then this was all through lockdown, which doesn't even feel like real life. But here we go. This was the first day out. I wore my Pro Enzas with a sock and a bare leg. That combination I've already clicked on earlier when I was in Greece the summer before, which is the Everlane jumper and a Reformation black mini dress. So I went with something I felt comfortable with, and then added something that at the time felt like quite a big step, but now I feel really comfortable wearing them with bare legs and really like it. And we are now pretty much up to date in the point where I'm not going to go into any of these in detail, because these are all outfits you'll have heard me speak about really recently, just through vlogs and things. And you guys know now that I'm trying to like introduce a bit more colour and feel a little bit less stuck in the same combinations. But even for me, like looking back over this progression makes it really clear how it ended up at that point, and the pieces that I do want to continue focusing on, the combinations I want to continue focusing on going forward. But also how to start adding back in those moments of colour and moments of fun where I was experimenting a bit more, but without it being wasteful and being those one-off pieces that I was saying, like I wore that once and never again. I don't want to end up going back there. It needs to be kind of a meeting of the two moments, of the confidence that those fun pieces you're buying, they won't be pieces you wear every day, but you won't get sick of them in a month's time or something ridiculous. But it will be enough to not make you fall into this really repetitive uniform-like wardrobe. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video, guys. I will link anything that I really focused on in this video, pieces wise, in the description box below. I'll link my Instagram account there as well, since we spent so much time staring at that. And yes, sorry it's been so long. I didn't think it was going to take this long to go through this, but thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.